Hey, everybody, welcome to another broadcast of Smoke and Mirrors. If you're not early, you're late. Today's episode is brought to you by duct tape. Duct tape, it's perfect for if you're kidnapping somebody. Also brought to you by the intentional. That's not a word. Fuck it. Brought to you by Tinsel. Sure, why not? Here's a song. What would we do, baby, without us? What would we do, baby, without us? 'Cause there ain't no nothing we can't love each other through. Woo! What would we do, baby, without us? Sha-la-la-la. Okay, here they are, your hosts, Carlos Kareem Wyndham. Hi there, it's me, it's you, it's me and you. It's just me and you. We're just here again doing our thing. I started a little early so that so I'd be on time. I've not done that at all this week, very much. So I wanted to do it today, and now I am. It's 4:20. Oh boy, we are officially here. How you doing? It's Friday. We made it through another week. Looking outside, it seems like people are starting to believe that they might want to wear their masks. And I think that has something to do both with governor's orders and with the fact that we are somewhere around 162,000 people who are no longer with us. I heard a rumor there are folks in Mexico who believe that it is just a myth. It is just bullshit, and it's not happening. I don't have any viewers in Mexico, and but if I did, I would tell you I have not been sitting home in this apartment for 3.5 months because it's bullshit. That's not what's happening. It's very, very real. It's very real. How you doing? How you doing? You taking care? Did you eat today? I hope you ate something today. It showered today if you needed to, if it's been a day or two. I know what it's like. Did you clip your nails? I got a warm bevy. I don't know what else. Laundry. Did you have a chance to check that out? I don't know. Hey, love that you guys have been here. You guys, gross. That was gross. That was patriarchy because it's tattooed on my tongue, and it feels bad sometimes. Speaking of which, did you see the guest yesterday? We had a lovely conversation, and sorry about the fact that it wasn't streaming live here for you like this is. There was a glitch, but anyway, if you didn't get a chance to see, there is a show from yesterday. A very, 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 very good and surprising conversation that I had with my guest, Dom Jones. We finished and we talked for about another 25 minutes after we were here. It was the longest conversation that I've had here so far. And as we finished, Dom said to me, well, I didn't think we were going to talk about all that. And neither did I. It was juicy. You should see it. You should see it. Check it out if you want to. Had a lot of really good guests this week. Shout out to all of my guests who were here. Malika, Ray, thank you so much for being here. Hey, if you are somebody who's interested in supporting what we're doing here at the Smoke and the Mirrors, and you want to become an official, actual life patron of the arts, guess what? You can. You could do that at patreon.com/Smoke and Mirrors CCB. There are tiers there by which you could donate. It's a monthly tier, comes out of your bank account there. It's somewhere around $5, you know. because we still like to ask people to drop 5 on it. You could also do 5, 10, or even if you wanted to, $20, and we would take that on a monthly, and it contributes to the show, including that very, very, very handsome trading card right there, and you could have one of your own. Hey, be here next week. I'm doing a thing. We're doing a thing. It's going to be Super Smarties Week. I'm going to be here with folks from the Ivy League. I'm going to be here with folks from the super smart schools, beginning on Tuesday with Michael Mark Cohen, who is a professor of African American Studies at University of Berkeley, California. He's a rabble rouser of sorts, and we'll talk about some things. Then we're going to continue on Wednesday. What we're going to do is keep moving with our series that we've been doing on the census. I've been asking you to fill yours out since we began this little project. If you've not by now, you will have the opportunity to hear from Esperanza Turvalon Garrett about why you better. And then on Thursday, I'm going to be here with Linda Chavers. Linda is a lecturer at Harvard University and also a Black person. I'm one of those. Also a person with some of the MS. I'm one of those as well. And we'll see what else we have in common. I don't know. We're going to talk. We're going to talk about some stuff. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I don't want to lie to you guys. Again, I called us all guys again. Fucking shit. It is really hard to actually degender our language and our actions. I apologize to me and to anyone else for whom that label did not fit. Which, if looking at my Patreon subscriber list is any indication, is probably most of us who are here. I'm not going to lie to you all. That's what I meant to say. I am tired. I have been having some issues. My guts are a bit of a mess. For the last few days now, I have had a. It's gone now. It's gone now, but I have had a like a latent fart bubble that had just. It was just sitting in my guts, like Smaug under so much gold coin. It deep in the bowels of the dwarf's castle. And there was no gold to be found. This had been going on for about 2 or 3 days, and while we have released the gold today multiple times. What the thing is that before that, last night, what happened is that the dragon just sat there resting on me guts all night, and to the point that it threw out muscles in my back, and I woke up because of gas pains with my back almost out, and that is what it's like getting older. So buckle up. But I'm going to tell the truth about it because I don't want to lie to you. I'm also tired. I'm sleepy. I've been moving very slowly today. Did not do too terribly much client work, direct paid client work. Did a lot of volunteering. Had a lot of very good discussions. Got some good. Got all of the billing department did their job today. We got all the invoices out. So we're feeling pretty good about things at the moment. It does seem like as a freelancer, I will have a place to live at least for another month. So that's a win. And if you are a freelancer or anybody in this economy, you know what that is like. All of that to say that I am planning, have been planning to bring you this very special show. It is not going to be the one today. I think I'm going to do it on Monday for you, though. where because I wouldn't is everyone else is on vacation. If you like these kind of things where you're looking at dum dums saying stuff at you, and especially if you like them where it counts, like basic cable or real TV, you know they're all on vacation right now. And so this has been the only game in town. And so I was thinking this would be a great chance to bring AK Ken, at the subject of that white man in his khakis, up to the screen and to talk about some things going on in terms of racists revealing themselves and the truth willing out. No, no, that would have taken some preparation. That would have cost me my rest, plus the ability to watch Desolation of Smaug this morning. So that didn't happen. Um, we'll do that on Monday. What I was thinking about, though, is what a fucking liar I used to be in high school. Thought I'd share a little bit about it with you because I have a soon to be high schooler in my life. We are very different people. She is not a liar. She is not able to lie. She doesn't like to lie. It makes her feel bad. What that lets me know is that cycles can be broken, because if you come from a family that is what in the 70s and 80s and we used to call functionally alcoholic, what that meant is that everybody in the house knows how to keep a secret, and all of the dirty secrets have to stay inside of the house, which means from very early, you're trained to be a pretty good liar. Add to that, I had been a thespian for some time. Add to that the fact that I was one of very few black children in my high school. In fact, I believe there were about 5 or 6 of us, maybe, in my graduating class, one of whom I had known since junior high school. And that is about what you had. Again, as I've explained to you very many times, I was a I was a bit of I was like it was like a negative of Tarzan. I was like the Jane Goodall of white children, because I had to learn what it was to be them if I were to survive. And because I am this, being openly this seemed a bit of a risk in a high school in which it was an open joke that choral students received an award from their peers in front of our choir teachers, that was called, and I kid you not, and I'm very sorry for what I'm about to say now, Choir Fag of the Year. I may have been that. And I may have even been given a certificate that said so. And yet, it was not I, but friends of mine who had a hard time coming out, queer folks who had a hard time coming out, who then seemed to not all of them make it to my same age. It was not a cute situation to be in high school in the 80s. And so, because of that, I chose to try to do whatever I could to make myself seem popular, or what I thought popular would be. And so I would lie about just about anything if it made it seem cooler and like I was not born into, like I was not born a foreigner in my hometown. So some of the things, and this is true of almost every black child who grew up in Boulder, Colorado. But whoa, that was sad. Boulder, Colorado, at least in the 70s and 80s. I used to say that I was from elsewhere. I chose as my place of birth my father's city, New York, of which I knew nothing as a child. So often said I was from New York. And because I was doing all of this lying outwardly, eventually it also meant that I was lying inwardly, right, to the family, because there's also expectations, and you don't want to disappoint your family. And I certainly didn't want to disappoint mine. And so that one time that I had this report card that had upon it uh, letters. I didn't even know grades came that low. I didn't know that was a thing. G's and E's, um, just everything, I got bad grades, is what I'm saying. And I knew I was going to be up shit's creek. Um, so what I decided to do was to not bring home my report card. Now, what you may not know is that when in before the 90s and the inner tube, there were not, I can't believe I said inner tube, heck, the interwebs, there were not places, there was not, if you wanted to get a paper home, if the school wanted to tell on you, they made you carry that paper, right? If you got a detention slip, you had to carry the detention slip home, get it signed by a parent, and then get it brought back. Now, what this resulted in was a couple of things. One, a lot of lost detention papers, just in general. Also, it resulted in a great deal of childhood forgery. And some people got pretty good at it. Oh, whoa, slow down, allegedly. So I may have been one of them. And I just signed a paper saying that, you know what, because I could sign my mother's signature, my parents had seen my report card. So as far as the school was concerned, everything was okie dokie. And that's the end of the story. Until my parents started asking me, where's my report card? Now, while there was a certain amount of benevolent neglect, meaning that I did have freedom after school, I was a latchkey kid. I had two working parents. They were doing the best that they could, and really, I very rarely saw either one of them before 4 or 5 p.m. What was also true is that the reason is that they were educators. So they knew when things happened like report cards. And my father kept asking me, where is this report card? Now, while my mother was a school teacher, third grade, fourth grade, my father was the president of the school board. And Captain Smarty Pants thought that it would be a good idea to say to my father repeatedly, I don't know. I guess there's a computer malfunction at the school. I'm not sure what's happening. This was a thing that I ran for about 2 or 3 weeks. Well, what's interesting is that the president of the school board has the ability to walk into any school in the district and ask that front office to print out almost any document that they'd like to see. Um, the one that my father chose to go to see was my report card. Now, as I said, I was busy lying, not only to my parents, not only to peers, but most certainly to myself, because I was on the wrestling team. That lasted for one semester ever, and this was the one. And so I got done with wrestling practice after a very full day of school, making it about 5:30 p.m. after I had taken the bus, gotten home, and I was dropping my bags at the door, and I heard the family eating. I could smell the food, and I knew my dad was still at work. And I heard my older cousin Marco. I heard Mark say, "Hey Carlos, come in here. Come have something to eat." I said, "Yeah, yeah. I gotta put my bags down. 1 second, and then I'll wash my hands. I'll be right over." So, oh, okay. I think you're gonna like it. I was like, okay, cool, 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 cool. And so then I went and washed my hands, and I came and sat down at the table, and I taped to my plate, a la Huxtable, was a carbon copy of my report card. And my mother just kind of sat there looking at me, and my brother and sister sort of giggled, and Mark just said, that looks pretty good. You gonna have that for dinner? And I, in all of the defiance I could muster, snatched that report card off of there, folded it, sat it down next to my plate, and ate a single half of a serving of dinner. That's how much I could choke down. Uh, then went downstairs in my room and put the covers over my shoulder. I remember it was fall, it was wrestling season, so that meant by 6, it was about pitch black out. Pop showed up at about 7:30 or so. And when I heard him come in the door, I commenced to lie and pretend that I was sleeping. So I got to hear that meant his footsteps. It was a 2-level home, not very fancy, but it was very very comfortable. And I heard his footsteps come in the door, walk, set some things down, use his restroom at time, little after work time that was often used for cigarette and scotch. That didn't happen today because the toilet flush very quickly heard him come down the stairs one by one by one by one by one, all the way through the basement to my door, where he opened it and looked at my body and said, "You sleeping?" And I said, "Hmm." He said, "Okay, we can talk about it in the morning. Get some rest." And walked back out. Here's the thing. I don't remember precisely any of what that next conversation was. I have no idea. I do know that I had to relinquish the lead in the school play, the first one that I'd ever had, and that I then had to keep a pocket full of quarters because it was my job to call to check in immediately after school and every 30 minutes thereafter from that point forward for the rest of the semester, because I had blown all the trust in the trust bank. The trust bank was empty. And I got to tell you, that wasn't the last lie I ever told to my folks, or the biggest one that would ever get told. But maybe we could talk about that a different time. I don't know. Let's see how it goes. We're not going to talk about it now. Hey, thank you for being here and spending a little time. Just want to come and see you, bullshit a little bit today. And when we come back on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I don't know, sometime next week, certainly Tuesday. I'm hoping that Monday we'll see each other next week, and that I will have produced a little bit of an event for you. And in the meantime, I'll see you later. Hey, thank you so much for being here. Listen, if you happen to have the means and you're looking for a place to donate to Black women and Black art and Black life, there's a place that you could do that, and that is the Marsha P. Johnson Foundation. They are a foundation dealing in Black art, life, and culture. You can find out more about them on the web. It's right there in your hand. You have a computer in your hand. Look for it later, and right now, know that you can donate as well at marshap.org/donate. Go do it. Hey, did you like the show yesterday? Do you like the show today? Oh wow, look at this. I don't know what this is. The production team didn't tell me about this. Ooh, I'm wearing the same shirt in that picture. It's like a me puppet. I have three hands. If you had an opportunity to see or hear any part of the conversation with Dom yesterday, that is awesome. If you didn't, that's because it was put up on the wrong page. It was put up on my personal page, and then I had to move it over to Smoke and Mirrors. It is on Smoke and Mirrors. If you have seen it and you liked it, would you do me a favor? I'm going to ask you to do with that the same thing I'm going to ask you to do with this episode or any other ones that you find to be absolutely delicious. Would you share it? Would you share it, please? That's all we're asking. Just share it around. We call that passing the J. Would absolutely love it if you would do that. If you have an idea for a guest you would like to see, a subject you would like to hear talked about, a thing you would like to have happen here, here at Smoke and Mirrors, please write me and write us at Smoke and Mirrors CCB. That is comedy, culture, and bullshit. Smoke and Mirrors CCB at gmail.com. And if you would like to support the show financially because you just have it in your pockets like that, but don't want to become a patron because you fear that I will never ever cancel your credit card and I will take your $5 into perpetuity until it is canceled. You are right. So a good way to make sure that that doesn't happen and you just want to drop 5 on it is to do it at the Venmo at Carlos dash Wyndham, WINDHAM, or Cash App at $CK Wyndham, WINDHAM, or PayPal /me dot or period or point or punto CK Wyndham. This has been Smoke and Mirrors. This has been a whole week of shows, and this is your very, very, very tired auntie signing off. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Please, please wash your hands, and please, if you go outside, wear your fucking mask. I love you. I'll see you next week. Bye.